Piervo. Thank you for joining me today. How you guys doing? Look at what I found. What is your thoughts on Australia? That's a pretty broad question. And we're asking the entire world. My immediate reaction is like, I think nobody has a bad word to say about it. Like, compare that to America. If you ask, what is your thoughts on America? But let's see. What is your thoughts on Australia? Top comment, Flamin' Gala. Land of cultural icons. It definitely is the land of cultural icons. I don't know what Flamin' Gala. I don't know what this is. Must be a reference to some Australian sitcom. Home and Away. A foolish person. Flamin' Gala. What's a gala? I love Akadaka. Obviously, I know AC/DC is Australian, but why is he saying Akadaka? Oh, that's the Australian slang term for AC/DC? You guys call it Akadaka? How did I not know that? They export great queens. Wow, I'm surprised so far at my lack of getting these references. What? What the hell is ChatGPT on about? It keeps trying to tell me this is a joke about drag queens. And then I said, really? Or are there any real queens from Australia? It said no actual monarchs. 0. Then it proceeds to say, as far as Mary, yeah, Queen Mary from Denmark. Yeah, she was born in Tasmania. Bottom line, the first comment meant Australia produces great drag queens. The replies pretend he meant actual monarchs. Okay. All right, so they're all talking about Queen Mary, it would seem. So evidently, that's the reference in the original comment. Average person in Australia, but since it's 2025, there's more mullets. There's definitely a lot of mullets, but the best mullets are the footy players. He should be on our $5 note, and I ain't joking. He really should be. That'd be sick. We go there to get better paying jobs. Be curious to know where this guy is from. I mean, obviously, you could say this from most places in the world about Australia, including for a lot of people here in America. And this guy says, we go there to get jobs. Is the job market, like, what's the unemployment rate in Australia right now? Because this discussion is from only 1 month ago, so I'm curious. Okay, 4.2%, similar to America right now. Slightly better. Enjoying a succulent Chinese meal could get you arrested and your penis touched. I finally caught a reference. Then this guy just posted this. Nah, this image is inaccurate. Roos outnumber us 3-1. Do they really? There should be 4 chasing him. From everything I'm reading, it's hard to estimate the exact amount of kangaroos, but it's something like 40 to 50 million. So it's more like 2-1. Hit one with my car about 20 years ago. Car was a write-off. Damn, as someone who grew up rurally, it's almost a rite of passage to hit a roo. I wrote my car off at 19 hitting. Wow, they really are like deer. How was the roo? Well, if the car was a write-off, you probably don't want to know about the roo. While on exercise, I flew from Perth to Townsville direct. Where's Townsville? Sorry. Townsville City? I'm guessing it's on the opposite side, obviously. Yeah, it's about as far as you can go, huh? Perth to Townsville. I guess going from Northwest Cape to the Coffs Harbor. That would be pretty much the furthest you could go. But anyway, it took 8 hours. Damn. I think that's even longer than like flying from like New York City to LA. Yeah, New York City to LA takes about 7 hours. Whew. Very interesting and beautiful country with unique nature and culture. I definitely want to make a visit. The notoriety of the dangers of Australian nature is well known in Korea, too. But it's mostly taken as a joke. Yeah, I think sometimes that's not very obvious to Australians from what I see. Like, a lot of times I see Australians talk about, oh, everybody says it's so dangerous here, but, it's not actually that dangerous. But I mean, I think it's mostly a joke. And we generally regard Australia as a safe and developed place. Yeah, for sure. Damn, the amount of people that say stay between the flags. I mean, the more I read that, the more and more I read it, it just shows me how critical that is as far as being safe. Like here in America, you certainly don't hear that type of thing very often. Like beach safety in general is not a big concern here in America. Obviously, there's areas designated for swimming, like more so for swimming, and dangerous areas are marked. But in Australia, you really got to pay attention. I guess this is just cricket. True. Cricket. Lovely memories in general, but fond memories of various plantations, like the big pineapple in Bundaberg. Nice seeing them grow in the last 40 years I visited. Don't like the motel memory where I had to sleep in my clothes because there were spiders everywhere. Ugh. This guy's obviously Australian. I don't know what TBPH means, though. It is the best place in the world, specifically Tasmania. What's it like living in a country where everybody just holds you in the highest regard and no one has any bad word to say about you? I want to know what that's like, Australia. It must be nice. Hydro-powered electricity in Tasmania is the best. Interesting. I wonder, why do you like the hydropower? Is it like, what about it do you like? I mean, that's interesting, but why is it the best? Is it cheap? Hydro Tasmania, Tasmanian government business enterprise, which is the main electricity generator in Tasmania. Wow. Originally oriented toward hydroelectricity because of Tasmania's dramatic topography and relatively high rainfall. Today, Hydro Tasmania operates 30 hydroelectric and 1 gas power station. Wow, look at that, damn. Cricket, kangaroo, Melbourne, Sydney, opera, cricket again. This is all I know about Australia. Oh, come on, you know a little bit more. Crocs, spiders, koalas. Interesting everybody mentions cricket, but nobody mentions footy. Is cricket more popular than footy? So it actually goes AFL, then rugby league, then cricket. So yeah, that's kind of interesting that everybody just says cricket. Like if you're going to say cricket, since that's not even, native to Australia, what about rugby? Not that rugby is, I'm just saying. As a Canadian, we typically consider Australians to be our neighbors in the East. I'm not sure why we have such an attachment to Australians, but we do. I mean, you're both in the Commonwealth, right? Yeah, that's a reason. They're our crazy brother, sister, gotta love them. We ain't much better. Second the Australian is a somewhat rough Kiwi, but also very warm-hearted. Interesting way to, outlook on that. Interesting perspective. The Australian is a rough Kiwi. You Australians are gonna have to read this one for me. Good place to live. All right, that about sums it up. Well, everybody loves Australia. Must be nice. And what's not to love? I can't blame them. I love it too. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye.